Amsterdam International Radio.
The Kendrick album.
Yeah,
We cannot. Let's get into it.
let's get into it.
So I listened to it. I started listening to it. Late Thursday night already, because my kid brother he had it already and he sent it to me.
Well, you didn't check Spotify?
Huh?
Spotify.
No, I listened to it late Thursday night, earlier
Thursday night,
than
okay.
everyone else, because it was leaked.
Ah, yeah, okay. Because
'Cause
when
it
was it
came out- it
released?
came
Because
out
I
on
listened to
Friday.
it yesterday.
Yeah,
on
but that was,
Spotify.
that was Friday.
That's Friday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it like a little before that. I mean, listen, I didn't really like. And people are gonna hate me, but I'm just gonna say it. I didn't really like Humble very much. I thought Humble was okay, considering how long he'd been away and all the hype around it. I was like, well, I listened to it. I looked. The music video is very good, by the way. The music video is.
I have
absolutely
not
genius.
checked any music videos yet because I wasn't gonna focus on the music first. Only the music, purely.
The music video is actually better than the song to me. Like, to me, the music video is really what made it. The song itself, I mean, it's alright. I get why people like it. I see what it is. But in comparison to the other songs on this album, I think it's one of
Yeah,
the...
before you go into the, what did you think of the whole album first?
I think it's absolutely genius. I like
think it's
everything
fantastic.
from, like, the cover art to, like, the concepts to the titles to the individual songs, the lyrics,
style
the whole
of
thing
the
put
song,
together.
very, very consistent as well.
Yeah.
Which you don't see much these days. And actually respect to Drake as well for the last album, More Life, because he managed to do so many collaborations in a playlist and still maintain the consistency in the music, which Kendrick did here. You know, he has a few collaborations, but the consistency's still there.
It's tight.
You see
It's a tight
Rihanna's
album.
there, U2, he did U2, that was in one of the tracks.
Yeah, absolutely, and that one works. No, it's a very coherent album. It's a real. I mean, he's very good at that. He's not a pop artist. He's very good at just making good bodies of work, like good albums. Like a Kendrick Lamar album is like always. I always buy his albums physically because I really see them as like works of art. Because he's really good at making albums. You know what I mean? Like the individual songs are also very good, but it's almost like the way he does it when the songs are put together in an album, it becomes a whole thing and it becomes so much more. And that's what he's really good at doing.
He really made the album a story.
Yeah, exactly.
The album is a movie.
That's
what it is.
That's
That's
how I feel.
interesting.
All his albums are like that. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
All his albums.
That's the consistency that he has. And I mean, you know, I've been very, very critical about the hip hop or the urban scene nowadays. Like nothing, I'm very picky with that. And there's nothing that's really, really impressed me. Yesterday, that all changed. Because this album really, really is something that I'm really like melting into. And I bet you 100% like it's such a chill out album. Millions of people have lit up some weed and everyone is, I bet you guaranteed millions of people have sat there and listened to the whole thing in groups together because that's the kind of album it is.
I mean, one of my favorite songs.
Not promoting weed or anything.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
do
exactly.
drugs.
Well,
But yeah.
one of my favorite songs, I think, is a great testament to his artistry. Is DNA. It's the second song. It's actually the first song that's actually a song. Because the first song, Blood, is a skit. Then we go into DNA. I mean, that song is absolutely brilliant to me. I think also people need to see the pattern. There's a pattern in the track listing, huh? So it starts with Blood, and then the next one is DNA. You see that relationship.
Yeah.
So, and he has a couple of those there. He has, I think, Lust, Love. He has Fear, God, Pride, Humble, and like these dichotomies or these relationships between words that you have in the playlist.
Yeah.
And DNA, the instrumentation of it is just like this heavy, like fast-paced, almost like trap beat, and he raps in this very like chanting type of way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like da 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 da, and it's like that's like rave. Like if you were like at a party, you just want to like turn up. You could totally turn up to that song. But at the same time, the lyrics that he's giving are actually very insightful and thoughtful because it's about his identity as a black person in the United States and that being in his DNA. That's sort of what he's talking about.
Because it starts with the police brutality
Exactly.
skit with Blood. And yeah, I mean, he really did the, as you say, he got trap, which is you know, one of the most mainstream kinds of beats nowadays. Changed the way to rap over it, like it's almost melodic. if you would say, which you're not really used to with trap beats, And it has a message.
Yeah, the message.
Those three things, that's what it takes.
It's
If
a
you
good
do
beat.
it brilliantly,
I mean, it's not a generic trap beat. It's a very different. It's not.
No.
It has trap influence, but it's. It also has like a sort of like, I mean, just the hi hats and snares in it. It just sounds very different. It sounds. This whole album has a very thick West Coast vibe in it still, and he does that with all his albums.
Yeah.
Even though his albums all have a different sound, you still hear the West Coast in there. Like you hear that bass, especially Loyalty, especially with the Loyalty with Rihanna's a good example, where you even have the sort of like that synthesizer, but that synthesized voice effect.
Yeah.
That's really like
that. You
like
had that back in the day.
California.
You had
California
the
Love.
Snoop Dogg and the Dr. Dre, especially. You really used that back in the day.
Yeah, well, California Love. That song has that type
California
of thing.
Love
Like that's that type of sort of sound that uses on Loyalty with and then just the very heavy bass that's just thumping.
Hey, I'm gonna be listening to this again today, and really like, focusing on those elements you're mentioning. But definitely, yeah. Do you think he's cementing his way? Because he of course he hears the hype. Like he knows people are saying he's the best rapper of all time and stuff. You think he's really going for that? Is he really like trying to cement his way with that, or is he not working on that yet? On becoming one of the best rappers of all time.
Well, that is one thing I do like about the guy is that he's very focused. So you really hear that it's about the music. He doesn't get too self-indulgent and too caught up with himself.
Yeah.
He does seem to be actually a sort of humble person, no pun intended. So I think that he definitely wants to be the best, but not like in that he wants to make, but like because he wants to make great music.
He doesn't commercialize really, like.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Like he doesn't, like he doesn't compromise his work to be more popular. Like he just does what he needs to do, and he just leaves it at that.
Or he's very aware. He's very aware, but I think usually with artists, it's a team. Like it's a team effort, and his team, people in the background, his publicists, those people, it's their main job to keep someone focused. And I think they're doing a great job in having him, maintain his identity in that way. Because they know, like, the greatest rapper, like this amazing rapper is in there. One of the best rappers of all time is in there. Let it come out. Let's not force anything. Let him do his thing.
He doesn't let shit get to his head.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, after the second...
it's a team effort. I'm saying, like, he's focused. His team knows exactly where they're going.
I mean, even before his first album, the hype was crazy. Even before, after Section 80, which was a mixtape, before Good Kid, Mad City, was like, oh, this is the best. He's going to save hip-hop. And, there already. So now, after, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly was insane. Like, how the world looked at that was insane. To be on such a, pedestal and to have to do another album, I mean... You can let that get to your head. You can let that fuck with you in the studio and make some fucked up music. But it sounds like... I mean, listen to the music. It sounds like he doesn't have that problem. The music is just so concentrated, so focused.
Yeah, for sure. And right now there's speculation of a second album. You said
very heavy speculation.
And I read it here.
Album.
Yeah.
So what people are saying, here's a little bit. I don't know all the details, but the theory in short is that on his album, throughout the album, he dies. That's what the skit is about. Sort of his process of death. He dies at the beginning of it. And then this is sort of like him going through death, basically.
Yeah, it starts with the death and then it goes to a flashback with the rest of the other songs.
Yeah, and the idea is that because it was released on Good Friday when Jesus Christ died.
Yeah.
And on the cover, this is going very deep, but on the cover, the title's Damn, and on the cover, the M is right above his head, which sort of look like horns.
Yeah.
And then the idea is that another one that's going to be released is going to be on Sunday, which is when Jesus Christ came back to life. And that one's going to be called, people are saying it's going to be called Nation. Because if you put that together, you get Damnation.
Oof.
And then the O.
This thing is full of messages because there's more. There's more to discuss here.
And then the O, on that, they're predicting that the cover, then the O will be above his head with symbols of Halo. That's how deep people are going. That's what people think is going to happen. I don't know
if that
if it will.
happens.
Serious
one of the
conspiracy
greatest
theory.
things that ever happened in hip hop.
Hip hop conspiracy moment, by the way. That's our thing.
Hip hop conspiracy moment. Hashtag hip hop conspiracy 2017.
Yeah. But that's what people
There's
are
a
saying.
track called God on there. It definitely has this religious thing going.
It's a religious theme to it. Yeah. I mean, and it would fit in the thematic of the of the album, because that's what I was saying. It has blood, DNA, fear, God, lust, love. So the title of the album to then be two-part as well, to be Damnation, would also make sense. You see what I'm saying? That's how people are thinking about it. So it's not it's a reach, but it's not crazy. Like there is, because they also said that one of his producers said on Twitter to say like, what if I told you that this was not the original version or something? Like someone, like one of his producers hinted like this might not be the whole thing. So they're looking at maybe we're reaching, maybe we're just hoping, but it would be, I hope so, because this, if it's anything like this, I'm gonna be very happy, because this shit is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
This album is really good.
I can really see them having like 20 more of these tracks laying around, so it couldn't be crazy, like, because they're all very, very similar.
And what I like about this one album as well, because I could talk about this album for a long time, but what I like about this album so much is that it's also just, he sort of took the best parts, to me, and people are going to get mad, but I don't care. He sort of took the best parts of Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, I think. Because it's very political, and but it's still like, really like hip-hop. You know what I mean? Like, To Pimp a Butterfly was a beautiful music experiment to me. Like, it was like jazz funk, you know, and like, obviously still rap, but it was like a jazz funk thing. And then Good Kid, Mad City was really that West Coast. Here he sort of has that really, he experiments with music, and it's
he puts soul into it.
He puts soul into it, but you have like songs like Element. It's just like a, you know, like a dope track that you could just like listen to if you want to listen to like some cool like hip hop shit. Like, you know, like that's what it sounds like.
And if you're looking for a message, there's some crazy thing here. Piece of information: the track Fear. If you play a part of it reverse, it has a text. It plays a text that says, "Every stone thrown at you resting at my feet. Why God, do I got to suffer? Pain in my heart, carry burden for the struggle. Why God, do I got to bleed? Every stone thrown at you resting at my feet. Why God, do I got to suffer? Earth is no more, won't you burn this motherfucker?" It's there in reverse. And it's also the same text. The same, yeah. If you play Fear, a certain part of Fear in reverse, and it's the same text that you could hear in one of the spoken word parts on Duckworth. Crazy. Another track.
That's also a good one.
It's like full of, how have they, like they filled the thing up with messages. They filled, it's a genius production as a whole, like not just as a music thing, like the whole, you know, the concept of the album, the message behind it. The style, the genre that they played with, all of it, the beats. It's just absolutely fantastic, man.
He did a great job.
I never do this. I give it a 9.
Just give it a grade.
I've got to give it a 9.
Yeah, no, I think it's a phenomenal album too.
It gets a 9.5 if the second album comes out.
Yeah, I mean, well, I hope. I mean, if
it doesn't, it goes down to an 8.5.
But here's the thing: like, if the second album comes out, I don't know. I feel like now I'm gonna have to look at this one differently. Now it's one album. You know, now I have to listen to as one thing. So we'll have to see if that's true. We don't know if it's true.
I really hope it is, and I hope it's just as good, because it'll give me hope back in urban music. You know, because I lost hope, and he's bringing it back. And also, I'll look at Kendrick differently now, because a lot of people I hang out with, they're always like, there's a lot of people that are fans of his, and some are saying he is the best of all time. And I never ever looked at him like that. You know, I'm gonna start thinking about it.
But here's the thing. I like Kendrick. I don't like his fans, because his fans, they go on some other shit, and it's annoying. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I argue with Jeffrey and Danke about too. I'm like, okay, he's great, and what he does is great. But that's why when I was arguing with them about Kendrick and Future, and I was saying, my problem was, why can't you give Future the same respect when he does songs that are also insightful? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Kendrick has become like the poster boy of a certain kind of hip hop, and if you're part of, they're like this clique. Yeah. So like these Kendrick people are the first people to shit on you if you ever listen to Future or Young Thugs. Oh, well, you don't listen to real hip hop. I listen to Kendrick. Yeah. You know, like that type of, you know, and I'm like, that's why his
That's
fans,
how they sound. That's how the people sound.
That's exactly what they sound like. His fans are annoying people to me. which I'm one of them. I'm one of the biggest ones. But I like, but his fans can get annoying to me because they get self-right. You know what I mean? Like snobby about it, like snob hip hop. Like, oh yeah, I listen to like better hip hop than you do.
And
like
then there's a lot of people I know that never listened to the '90s guys, and then they're claiming he's the best of all time. Like, yeah, but listen to the other stuff. You know, compare, do something.
Yeah,
you know? And then there's other people that'll put Kanye on that list of like best rappers of all time as well. What do you think?
Influence. It depends on what you're
influence.
Depends on what because if you're talking about lyrically, absolutely not. That's just ridiculous. That's not even remotely. He's very good, but I mean, Kanye West is not famous
but I think
for
if you
his
want to be
lyrics.
best
He's
of all
famous
time,
for his music and like his artistry and the whole package.
Best of all time is the full package. You know, I think.
Yeah, but very good. That's a very good point. Then I think we're getting closer to someone like Jay-Z, in my opinion.
Jay-Z, though,
who is an icon in terms of his image, but also really can rap. Really.
Yeah.
That would be a good one for me.
But he's really focused more on production.
Kanye can rap really well too, though.
Yeah, Kanye can rap well, but he's lost his mind, and that really affects his artistic.
Yeah, well, I mean,
credibility.
But you write him off at a certain point. Like, yeah,
you definitely do.
I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, God forbid, but you know, it's kind of like he's just picture like he's dead. Like he's dead. Like, you know?
Honestly, I think like if you look at bring this Kendrick Lamar album in context, and put it next to Life of Pablo. Life of Pablo, Kanye was experimenting with something new, and he tried to do something and to have these messages that Kendrick is trying. Like, you know, if you put them next to each other, they're trying similar things. They're trying to do something different. Kanye failed because he's so egocentric.
Even the cover.
Yeah.
The very minimalist cover. They both have these very minimalistic covers.
But he's only talking about himself and famous and blah, blah, blah. Kendrick is touching upon real life, real problems in society and things that he struggled with and that every African-American in the U.S. is struggling with. And just not even African-American. If you look at it in a bigger picture, it's just humans in general.
Yeah, he talks about Donald Trump. He talks about the whole thing. He said he talks about the whole Donald Trump being elected and how they all lost hope. He's talking about the United States in general. Yeah. They all lost hope when they saw that man get elected. He talks about that now. But yeah, it's bigger. I'm
going to listen to it again. And
I mean, I've been listening to it nonstop, so I have a little pieces. That's why. But
yeah, you got it before me.
Yeah. But no, it's a really good album. It's a really good album. He did a great job.
I mean, I'm gonna make the statement that Kendrick, with his new album, did exactly what Kanye failed to do.
Well, I mean, the Life of Pablo to me is a piece of shit. I've said this before on this podcast.
Yeah, you've said it.
I thought it was.
And
just
I
not
say
good
like
at all.
it's not good enough. I have 3 tracks that I liked on it, and the main reason I liked them is the beats were nice, not really a message, and also because this album really shows that Kanye lost his mind. This proves it. This collects everything.
The album itself sounds like fragmented. Like it sounds like someone who's not completely. Yeah. It sounds broken.
It sounds like multiple personality disorder.
Exactly.
It sounds like a messiah complex.
It's not good.
And schizophrenia.
3 tracks out of what, like over 10? That's horrible. To me.
And he didn't
That's
even.
less than 30%.
Yeah.
This is 100%.
I think the album before that he didn't even rap or didn't even sing on most of the songs. But it's a Kanye West album.
No,
actually, it is this one. It's Life of Pablo, where he's not rapping on most of it.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Like, why? I mean, like, I can make a track with Bruno Mars and call it myself. I mean, put my own name on it.
Yeah,
because I produced it and sang on one of them.
Panda, Designer's Panda.
It's in there. Yeah,
is literally it's a song on Kanye West's album. That's what that song actually is. People forget that. That's really what that is. That's where it came from. It's called Part 2. That's literally what it's called. PT Doc 2. That's what it's called. On the Life of Pablo.
Yeah, it is. And he's like ripping it off. That's his like. He's like, hey, I'm a god and nobody can do shit. I'll do whatever I want. It shows how he lost his mind. Isn't like Famous? The song Famous has a part that's really similar to the Paper Airplanes. MIA.
Might be. I really wouldn't know.
I'm gonna check this out in a bit, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
There will be an episode coming on, going more in depth even on Kendrick.
As an artist in general, yeah.
Especially
yeah.
if that second album comes. Then we'll sit again tomorrow.
Yeah, and we have to discuss that. I mean, I'm also just thinking about this compared, because when I do really hear that, like if you listen to a song like DNA, it's very similar to Backseat Freestyle off his first album, Good Kid, Mad City. But then there's other songs like Fear, which, I mean, musically doesn't really fit on To Pimp a Butterfly, because To Pimp a Butterfly was very specific in its musical construction, but in terms of the content matter, it sort of had that same direction. Maybe Love.
I wonder if he was going for a message or if he really wanted to do,
It's balanced.
it's balanced. Yeah, it might be.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so good.
He
Yeah.
did an excellent job. I really I went into this expecting the worst because I do expect the worst nowadays.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I just, even if I was expecting the best, I would have been happy. I'm getting my wisdom tooth pulled Wednesday. I'm gonna put that on, maybe. I'm gonna listen to that track, to the album, while that's happening. And I guarantee you, like once I'm done with that procedure and it's being pulled, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna be sitting, do all the other three as well, pull all my teeth. I'm gonna keep listening to this album. Like, that's how it's like. I just want to sit here. Yeah, that's it. It's like I'm really positive about it. I like it.
It's good. It's good. Well, we hope I hope the conspiracy theory is through and we get a second one. If not, that's also cool. If not, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, if not, he did a great job anyway. And if he does and it lives up to the expectation, then mad respect. Because I really, will start considering Kendrick in a higher sense. Like, I'll see him differently, and because I already like him, but I never got the hype that he's
It puts him in a new category now, though. Huh? If he can do this, this is the third one now. If we don't include Section 80, which, for as far as I understand, still is a mixtape. That would you have Untitled, Unmastered, which is technically also an album. I'm not sure. Yeah, but he has a good body of work, of very very impactful work. So,
and man, like it's 2017, it's only April, and you have More Life. Which, how positive were you about More Life?
I liked it. I loved
Drake,
it.
yeah.
Loved it.
And you have this, Damn.
Yeah. Oh, people are gonna make the comparisons too. They're the ultimate rivals.
I'm saying it's the beginning of the year.
Like Batman and Superman type of thing.
Yeah. It is. Except for that movie. Got bad reviews.
Yeah, well, the movie's shitty, but I mean, like, Drake
but
is
comparing Batman and Superman, I mean, it's the beginning of the year, and the bar is so high right now, which I did not expect. I did not see this coming. For April 2017, what's coming? Imagine if like people are gonna compete with that. Like people are gonna. I know a lot of people are gonna try to imitate, and it's gonna be bad. But someone is gonna come up with something.
Well, it's gonna be rough because all the good artists have released their music already.
Yeah.
My favorite artists.
Nobody might come up and.
Yeah, my favorite artists are pretty much done now. Migos released their album this year early.
Not yet. Maybe you get Sunday, another release.
Yeah. But if he does, then it would be. I mean, Kendrick did, Drake did, Future did 2 albums already.
Yeah.
I mean, if Young Thug decides to release something in the summer, that'd be great. But other than that,
let's try to get inside info on that. We know people with Young Thug.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Not gonna name drop. I sort of like.
But you sort of already did.
No, we know people there in his entourage. Hopefully. Yeah. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed listening to this. And if there's a new album from by Kendrick, then we're definitely going to review that. And next week, 3 Angry Men will be back as 3 Angry Men.
Absolutely.
This was Oliver and Nick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you an aspiring artist or DJ seeking recognition? Submit your track at www.air-fm.com or email submissions@air-fm.com.